This story is just called Auntie Gigi. We've already met Gigi when she rescued young Freud from the just vengeance of an angry bush pig. Large, destined never to bear a child, she behaves in so many ways more like a male than a female. But she's always been fascinated by infants, and over the years she's acted as auntie to one youngster after another, playing with and grooming them, and when the mothers permitted, carrying them during travel. But however good these relationships were, the child's mother always came first for the child. Until, when Gigi was about 38 years old, came the epidemic that claimed 8 chimpanzee lives, including the mothers of Mel and Spindle. That was the beginning of a new phase in Gigi's life. I've already told how Spindle adopted Mel and saved his life. After a year, though, that relationship gradually weakened, and then Spindle disappeared, never to return. We presume that he died. It was then that Mel began to follow Gigi. She didn't carry him or share her nest as Spindle had, and of course he was older by then. But she waited for him before moving off, and if other youngsters threatened Mel, they had Gigi to answer to. During that same epidemic, little Bee also died. By that time she'd given birth herself, and she left a child, Darby, who was almost the same age as Mel had been when he was adopted by Spindle. At first, Darby divided her time between 3 individuals: a juvenile brother, a young adult male, and an adolescent female. None of them nurtured her as Spindle nurtured Mel, not even her own brother. They all tolerated her presence, but she wasn't carried, and she slept in her own small nest at night. But being a tough youngster, she survived. And then Darby too attached herself to Gigi. It became commonplace to see the large female wandering through the forests with the 2 infants trailing in her wake. Only when Gigi was sexually attractive, so that the males gathered around her in large excited groups, did the orphans separate themselves from their caretaker. Then we often found them on their own, 2 little babes in the wood. During a recent visit to Gombe, I encountered Gigi feeding on clusters of blossoms, gold and yellow in the early morning sunlight. Above us was the blue sky, and when I looked down the slope, I could see the blue water of Lake Tanganyika shimmering through the trees. And feeding contentedly near Gigi were 3 orphans, for Mel and Darby had been joined by Darcy, a 4-year-old male whose mother had died a few months before. And so Gigi, although she has never had a baby of her own, was caring for 3 motherless youngsters, providing for each of them that sense of security that is so desperately important for the growing child, human children as well as chimpanzee children. Gigi has truly earned the honorary title we bestowed upon her long ago, Auntie Gigi.